I would say from a image retouching standpoint,
Mhm.
all of the new AI that's integrated with Photoshop now, and they just like integrated Nano Banana and in addition to Firefly to Photoshop, I would say all of that stuff has really helped retouching immensely. It's like if you I can select my face and say take off, remove glasses. I mean, if you had to do that in using the stamp tool, it would take you hours, and it takes now like a minute, 2 minutes. Maybe you got to refine it with some words, and but it's night and day. I would say on the other hand, on photography side, uh, it's really changed the game, right? So now, if you have you used to have to go out and do all these on location shoots for whatever it is. You don't really need to do that anymore. You can take, if you have an existing photo of somebody outside in a cafe or in a, I don't know, some sort of retail location. You can now take that and say, okay, I need another angle of this through tools like Nano Banana or something like that, and it will take the same mood, same vibe of the picture, right, and just give you a different angle of that same building, just just through algorithms. It's amazing. So there's no use for an on location shoot anymore, in my opinion, unless you're doing a real business.
Right. So that's potentially an immense savings for companies, for brands, economically speaking, because photo shoots can be very expensive. So, assuming
Yep.
that you own all the rights to everything that's in the particular photograph that you're talking about, repositioning cameras, reposition or readjusting lighting, things like that, without having to be on site again, is something that your company's looking to leverage because it means not having to go back and reshoot, not having to go through the entire process of resources, people, timing, all this other stuff that comes into play when you're doing a live shoot. Interesting.
Well, correct, and also like through the AI, like it's just the simple things like if just the time savings. If you set a make a different image, right, and you get, say, if it's real, if it's a real photograph through your own photographers, usually you're getting reflections and all that stuff. Through AI, you're not getting that. You're not getting a reflection of a camera in a glass, or a reflection of a camera and people in a mirror that's like not even supposed to be part of the shot, not the focus of the shot. And it's little things like that that are going to save immense amounts of time.
Interesting. Right, right, right. So is this a skill set that like you see imaging specialists having to undertake as like a new skill set, being able to utilize this AI, or are you finding it more so kind of under the realm and under the hood of like creatives and designers who are taking those concepts, those images, and finding that finite difference between a good shot and an excellent and a great shot?
I think it's more of a collaboration than it ever has been. So right now, I think I think the photographer or the marketing, uh, whoever's asking for the marketing asset, has a vision of what they want. So they're working through, maybe the photographer who might have taken an original shot and now needs to alter it, and then they need to work with the photographer, with a retoucher, to make that happen. So it's more of a collaboration of how to do that, and I think that's like through keywording, and there is a little back and forth, like when you we've all used AI, right? So like you could give some prompts, gives you three, it'll spit out three images, and two of them are junk. Like two of them just aren't what you wanted. So it's working with that photographer and that marketing person to try to figure out exactly which one is the ask, and then how to alter that through keywords, through prompting.
So, how do you go about finding the right AI to help you in those situations? Because we've all seen that not all AI is the same, not all of it quality wise. it's quite possible that quality wise, any particular AI maybe not be up to snuff based on your technical expertise, the eye that you've developed now, having manually done so for so long. You know what to look for. You know what you're trying to get. So, how do you come about finding the right AI for the solution you need?
Trial and error. I think, I mean, there's so many and it's changing so fast. There are a few that seem to be pulling out of the fog, so to speak. Uh, I mean, I don't know if you want me to drop names, but I've already mentioned Nano Banana. Nano Banana has been super helpful for us. Plus, it's integrated with Photoshop, so for a limited time, it's integrated for free. So we're going to use that as much as we can. You know, there's just so much out there. We've used everything from Midjourney to Clade to others. It's really just what you want. We started with one just because it did a good job of removing backgrounds, and then being able to use AI to make new ones. Um, because we didn't like the background, or it was shot on white, and we wanted to do a whole post production process from like a JPEG and behind the scenes. Um, it just depends on the need and also like if you can get to a place of like good enough. I think that's a really good thing too. I mean, obviously there's like this AI artifacting that you'll see in some of the the generative AI image makers, and it's what your company's okay with.